We're here back in the Fantasy Bar. Week 15 is here, and we are back with 6 of my favorite plays for you, including 4 plays under 6,500 on DraftKings with some of my favorite values, some correlations, some guys I think are underpriced, and some great buy lows. We'll get you some correlations in a few games I like, some guys I think go under owned, and of course, my favorite play on the entire slate, who I think is set up for a massive day. Who we talking about? Only one way to find out. It's time to belly up to the Fantasy Bar. Welcome in, guys. Week 15 edition Beers Daily Fantasy six-pack, cruising right along here. Can't believe the season is almost over, but a lot of weeks left. And week 15, big slate of games. Thank you, as always, for stopping by and checking out this week's video. Before we get into those plays, do me a favor. Take a second, click that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Make sure you check out our Scores and Odds YouTube page as well. I'll be giving you 2 of my favorite prop bets over there in my Pints and Picks video. If you haven't checked out Splash Sports yet, what are you waiting for? We keep mentioning it here. Tons of different games over there. Not too late to sign up. Use promo code ROTO10 when signing up. You play $100 in quick picks, you get $50 back. That's promo code ROTO10, splashsports.com/RotoGrinders. All right, let's recap last week really quickly. Unfortunately, had the Bucky Irving injury, but not all bad. Some positive news. Isaac Guerrero was solid for us. And our Darnold to our beast of the week, Justin Jefferson connection. And hopefully you guys added some Jordan Addison on that. Definitely got it done. Congrats to our beast of the week contest winners who won a free month of RotoGrinders or Scores and Odds Premium. Your shot to win that same prize coming up at the end of the video. All right, let's dive in here to week 15. Let's start at the wide receiver position with Marvin Harrison Jr. of Arizona. So the Cardinals came out and said, we're going to get this guy more work, more looks, and we have certainly seen that. Now, the production hasn't been what we wanted, but that 20 targets over the last 2 games, certainly encouraged by that. And the price here on DraftKings, too tough to ignore for me this week, all the way down to $5,500. That's a $500 price drop just from last week alone, and the lowest price we have gotten all season long here on Marvin Harrison Jr. So in a great buy low spot here against the New England Patriots. Cardinals, 26-point team total here, fighting for their playoff lives. And the Patriots this season have given up 4 games of top 5 wide receiver production already this season, 11th most fantasy points overall to the position. Low up spot here from Marvin Harrison Jr. at a buy low price over on DraftKings. All right, let's go to the running back position with some value in Braylon Allen of the Jets. All right, this one is sneaky. A lot of you guys are saying, why would I play Braylon Allen when I can play Isaiah Davis? We'll get to that here in a minute. And this one obviously hinges on the availability of Breece Hall, but I think more people are going to be excited about Davis after last week. You think about it, the touchdowns go the other way. Everybody's playing Braylon Allen this week, but Davis gets that touchdown. Now nobody wants to play Braylon Allen. And even in the split backfield with these 2 guys, there was plenty of work to go around for both of them, with Allen seeing 16 opportunities and caught 4 balls on 5 targets. So going to be involved in the passing game here. Jacksonville, great matchup for both of these guys. Second most receiving yards allowed and the second most DraftKings points allowed to the running back position. Not a play for everybody. I think Braylon Allen can have a big game and nobody wants to play him. I'll be on Braylon Allen Island here against the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, let's go to the quarterback position. We're going to spend up here on Jaden Daniels of Washington. So we obviously know Jaden Daniels, huge ceiling in this game. I think he's one of the guys that can compete with the Lamar Jacksons and the Josh Allens of the world. But I think that most of the field is going to go to a lot of these mid-range quarterbacks, seeing a lot of early ownership on guys like Justin Herbert, Kyler Murray. I am fine with those plays. Cash games, you want to go that route, I have no issues with it. But tournaments, I love the upside that we get with Jaden Daniels. Has been delivering a solid floor, 8 games of 20 or more DraftKings points this season, 4 games of 28 or more over the last 2, averaging over 30 DraftKings points per game here. Good matchup with the New Orleans Saints here. We're talking bottom 5 in passing yards allowed, and bottom 12 in rushing yards allowed to the quarterback, and played his college ball at LSU. It's a little homecoming narrative on top of things. You add it all up, good matchup here, very minuscule ownership, and huge upside with Jaden Daniels. All right, let's negate some of that cost with my favorite Washington pass catcher at tight end, Zach Ertz. Now, no issues if you want to go Terry McLaurin here either. I like the spot for the Washington passing attack, but Ertz, to me, my favorite cheap tight end playing. A lot of people are going to go to Stone Smart way down there in the 2K range, but Ertz seeing so many targets in this passing attack, and it's a great way to pair up and negate some of that Jaden Daniels salary. Just 11,500 here for the pairing here. Now those targets we talked about, 6 or more now in 5 of the last 6 games, and over the last month averaging over 7 targets per game. We know Noah Brown going to be out for the Commanders this week. That should open up more opportunities and more looks here for Zach Ertz, who has scored in 3 straight games. Saints, bottom half of the league in receiving yards allowed to this position. Zach Ertz, my favorite. Price adjusted tight end for week 15. All right, back to the wide receiver position with another rookie wide receiver in Malik Neighbors. Now, I know the production, not what we saw earlier in the season, but that's going to reflect in the ownership here as well. And I think Neighbors is going to continue to see a ton of targets in this offense, even with Tommy DeVito back under center for the Giants. This is another great buy low, lowest price since week 3 over on DraftKings. And this sets up perfectly for Neighbors. Giants, 16-point underdogs in this game against the Baltimore Ravens. So likely playing from behind this entire game, should be putting the ball in the air a ton. I think Neighbors should easily garner 10, 12, potentially 15 targets in this game. And what a matchup it is. Baltimore, been one of the best matchups for wide receivers all season long. Bottom 5 in every single category this season against wide receivers: receptions, receiving yards, touchdowns, and fantasy points allowed. Malik Neighbors, great spot here as a huge underdog against the Baltimore Ravens. All right, it's time. Take a look at my favorite play for week 15. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Week contest. How do you play? Easy. You click that thumbs up button, you head to the comment section, and all you got to do is guess fantasy points for my Beast of the Week on DraftKings. If your guess is the closest, we're going to give you your choice of a free month of RotoGrinders Premium or a free month of Scores and Odds Premium. All right, let's wrap it up with my favorite play for week 15. You know, Mass, the Beast of the Week. All right, Beast time. We promised you correlation. We've given you that. We're going to do it here once again at the running back position and correlate with our Malik Neighbors playing. Go to the other side. Derrick Henry of the Ravens, this week's Beast of the Week. So as we mentioned with Malik Neighbors, great setup as a huge underdog. Great setup here for Derrick Henry as a 16-point favorite against this awful New York Giants rush D, bottom 5 in rushing yards and fantasy points allowed to this position. I think there's a lot of great running back plays this week. Probably could have done a 12-pack on running backs alone here. So I don't think the ownership gets out of control here on Derrick Henry. Certainly going to be owned, but I don't think he's as owned as he should be here in this dream spot as a huge favorite against the New York Giants. Derrick Henry, easily my favorite play on the board in this week's Beast of the Week. All right, guys, that'll do it for our Week 15 six-pack. You'll notice I did not include Lions-Bills. Great game. Tons of plays that you could go to in that game. Wanted to give you some looks outside of that game. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback, hit me up in the YouTube comment section or on Twitter at Beermakersfan. And don't forget, your guess, how many fantasy points does Derrick Henry score on DraftKings for a shot to win a free month of RotoGrinders or Scores and Odds Premium? Check out splashsports.com/RotoGrinders. Use that promo code ROTO10 to get a special offer over there. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you. Best of luck on this week's slate, and we will see you.
Thanks for checking out our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more DraftKings, FanDuel, and other DFS content. And you can check out our daily live show schedule on RotoGrinders.com/videos.